Hi, Valadriel the Mad, come back to this week to show you guys all of my cool new Dark Elves now that I'm finally done making them all. Well, almost done making them all, but that's a conversation for another time. Let us begin. I would like to introduce you to I have no idea how to pronounce it, Slatvatar, Slavatar, they're Dark Elves, okay? So these are my version of the Dark Elves. Got the original idea from Monsternomicon. I always want to give a shout out to them. But the difference with my Dark Elves is these are the females, by the way. Of course, they're facing away because they always tend to do that. And these are hostile. But their red hair, the really cool thing about it is that at nighttime, you really can't see it at all. So it's like they really do sneak up on you in the dark if you're not running around with the torch, and so that you can spot their red hair. And all of the Dark Elves also have that Goblin Fireball attack for their racial ability. So let me spawn in some Grey Dwarfs so you guys can see that. Come on, lady. Ah, there you go. See? Blowing up some dwarves. Good times. Alright, moving on. In the second pen, we've got a group of Dark Elf warriors. These are also, it appears to be the females. There's a big variety of them, as you can see. We've got, they're all using I believe it's called Flame Metal from Epic Valheim editions. You can see their weapons popping in and out. Let's see them in action. And there you go. Dark Elf Warriors. Here are the males. Also, thank you to Horum. Do or Die items provided the amazing shields as always. That's where I get all my shields from. Horum. Here we have some of my Dark Elf mages. The Dark Elf mages, they're similarly designed to the Snow Elf mages, where they have the standard racial ability that all the Dark Elves do. But in addition to that, they also have a much more powerful version of their own Fireball attack. And of course, their staffs come from Sage Vault, like I use for most of my mages. And let's see them in action. By the way, all the damage that they do is for all the Dark Elves, it's all fire based, and they're immune to fire damage, and their weakness is, of course, frost damage. Here's just a grouping of the female ones so you can see. I mostly went with the hood instead of being able to see their ears because you can't really see it right now because, as usual, they like to turn away from me for some reason. But it's really hard to see the eyes of the Dark Elves because of the way that you have to establish the tint, but the cowl of this particular armor makes it so that you can always kind of see these two eerie dots. And they're untamed and they're never going to stop moving. So, thanks for letting me down, mages. Now I bring you guys to a very special elf. I'd like to introduce you all to Melderson the Slaver. Melderson is named after, of course, Melderson, the author of All Tameable, and it is thanks to his amazing mod that I am able to create all of these weird and complicated breeding schedules and chances so that you guys can have fun creating your own little ranch of fantasy creatures to breed. Uh, he does look like a commoner, but I did decide to give him the Abyssal Spear from, I believe it's Epic Valheim Editions. And let's see him in action. So yes, he's just a commoner, but he's got really good health, and you're about to see he messes dwarves up. Ah, that's right, Pitchfork. Why the Slaver? Come on, the guy created a mod for taming and breeding. I mean, he named himself. All right. So, for the last portion of today's video, we're going to go over the 3 Dark Elf bosses that I've created. We're going to start with the General. I'd like to introduce you all to Azamat the Fell Lord. Azamat, of course, is the guy who created the Weapon X mod that makes all other mods possible, not to mention everything else. So, I immortalized him and I made him Azamat the Fell Lord. He is my Dark Elf General. Thank you, as always, to Southsill for these amazingly beautiful armors. And let's see him in action. And... oh, his faction's boss. I forgot. In case you guys didn't know, all the creatures in the game don't attack the bosses. So, let's spawn in some of my NPCs. Oh, look at that. Oh, that beautiful Bizzle sword. Yeah, cut them up. Oh man, he messed those druids up. Messed them up good. However, and here's the upside to all the bosses in my mod. While they are random spawns in the world, you get a special treat when you defeat them all. You saw that message that Azamat's been tamed. It's because when you kill him, you get a tamed version of him that then follows you around and is your buddy. And he will be perfect for demonstrating the Dark Elf Queen, seeing as they are no longer friends. Let the onslaught begin. Come on, Lyra, don't let me down. There you go. Ah, that's right. Lyra summons that cool... oh. Lyra was defeated by Azamat the Fell Lord. And oh look, now we have a tamed Lyra. Fantastic. But yeah, she can summon that big flaming werewolf thing. I also got that from Monster Nomicon, so thank you again to the guy who created that mod. And last but not least, now that I've got these 2 fine warriors at my side to help me, I will introduce you to the final boss. I introduce you to Cheb, the Necrolord. He is a dark elf necromancer that, as you can see, summons all kinds of undead minions. Oh, the mayhem. Cheb versus 2 bosses. Who will win? Oh no! As you can see, once Cheb is defeated, you get a tamed version of Cheb to follow you around who summons friendly undead things to aid you. Now, we shall bring out the Grey Dwarves. Let the chaos ensue. As you can see, they're tame, so they're just following me around. And now they're just running around trying to kill the rest of the Dark Elves that I summoned. And no, as you can see, the Flame Rearer does do some friendly fire there, but he is not breedable or tameable. So as they spawn, they're kind of just useful for cannon fodder. Well, Oh, as you can see, I also set up the Dark Elves so that when they die, they drop flame metal ore. And of course, the Necrolord, when he dies, he drops a bunch of guck. Necrolord will spawn in the swamps after you defeat Bone Mass. The Dark Elf General and the Dark Elf Queen, they will spawn in the Ashlands once you have defeated the Queen in the Mistlands. That's the end of my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and please leave a comment.